Hey guys, what's up? Shadowlands back, another commentary. A couple days ago I talked about like a problem with Combat Arms and how competition is kind of not where Combat Arms is right now. And even further back in the past I've talked about how Combat Arms should run their sort of own hosted CGL type league where they have certain weapons allowed and it should be hosted by Combat Arms GMs and stuff. And while that would be the ideal thing and that's what we would all love to happen so that Combat Arms could become competitive again and be fun, chances that that's going to happen are so astronomically low I don't even think it's a good idea to even worth commentate over that before. So instead I have some other ideas of what Combat Arms could easily do, especially now with the release of Hellgate and we see our first ePro only map, or ePro and Quarantine or something like that only map. We definitely have some potential for the game to become more competitive now. So I did want to talk about that. Some less ideal but still absolutely fine ways to make the game more competitive. So without any further ado, let's dive right in. We need a bigger focus on Elim Pro style games like Counter-Strike does. Counter-Strike is almost entirely Elimination Pro, where once you're shot, you are out of the game. Things are like 2 or 3 shot kills on you, so you have to be very, very careful. You can tank 1 or 2 shots, but you gotta be really careful past that. Combat Arms sort of already has that aspect of it, but the Elimination Pro style games makes it so that you have an urgency, a sense of like resistance that you have to avoid people, but you have to play very tactically and hit people from afar, aim very carefully. And the people with better aim, better reflexes are going to succeed. That's what makes it competitive. Also, we need more maps that are only for things like S&D, Elimination Pro, even Bombing Run and Season Secure and all those other non-fire team elimination / quarantine game modes. I think that if we had more of these ePro and S&D style games, specifically those two in my opinion, although Bombing Run is fun, if we had more of those round-based games instead, I think that would be really great for the competitive community. S&D, Search and Destroy, is a very popular game mode you see in almost any competitive game, or even casual games like Call of Duty. I mean, you see that on every game, but that's also the main point if you play Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike is based around Elimination Pro and S&D style games, and I think if we incorporated that more into Combat Arms, that would fix a lot. So if we had maps that were made only for those rounds, only for those modes, like if we had Sandhog, it was not for elimination, it was only for ePro and S&D, I think more people would play it for the competition's sake, especially if we had some weapon restrictions that were incorporated into the game. Next up, while a competitive league would be the best thing, like I said earlier, it's unlikely Combat Arms will do this. What they should do is make weapon permissions more customizable. I've talked about this in the past, so that you can go through and individually check which weapons you want and do not want in your rooms. And that way, people can check it before they go into the room, say, is my weapon allowed? Okay, cool, it is. Let's go on in. That way people can individually ban things like maxes and semi-automatic snipers or stuff like that, so that you don't have to have like a super elite moderator so that you can go in and ban 2 entire weapon categories. Or sometimes you don't want to ban an entire weapon category. Like a lot of the times in Clan Wars, people just ban explosives because they don't want LAWs and RPGs flying around. They don't care so much about nades and mines, but it's an interesting thing to think about. What I honestly think is that Combat Arms is a great game for competition. I mean, because of the physics engine, it's really well put together. It's not really like Counter-Strike, it's more like Soldier Front, but it has a lot of room for competition. The main flaws are the lag and registry errors. I talked about this in my problems with Combat Arms video, but Combat Arms spends so much time putting in new guns and new maps into the game, it doesn't focus on fixing the main flaws with the game. It doesn't fix on the lag they've got with their servers and their internet provider. They use Level 3, if you guys are unaware. Level 3 is an absolutely horrible internet backbone provider, but I don't know why they use it. They really could use something else. They could use Dark Labs or something like that. There's plenty of other ones they could be using, but they're not using any of them. Don't know why, the prices aren't even that different, but that's getting off topic. My main point is that these things like lag and registry errors are the things that competitive games need to fix more importantly than putting in a new map. We almost never see new maps. We usually have to go entire games before we get new maps in games like Counter-Strike. We had to wait from Counter-Strike Source coming out all the way to Counter-Strike Global Offensive to get new maps. And we even kept some of the old better ones as well, like DDoS 2 and DDoS, which are obviously like where Counter-Strike came from. But my point is, if we're going to do this, we need to focus on the things that actually matter for a competitive game. We don't want to have people complaining about registry errors like, oh, no rag, I hit you. And we don't want people have to worry about lag, because lag is still a big issue with this game. And finally, turn some of the servers that aren't being used into competitive mode servers only with the weapon restrictions. So you need to incorporate the maps that only allow ePro and stuff, so like a Hellgate only server. At this point, I guess it would be only Hellgate, but if you had certain maps and modes that were only allowed on that server, like you cannot play Elimination on the server, you cannot play Bombing Run or any of these other like respawn a lot type maps, you have to play by rounds and stuff. I guess even Quarantine would technically qualify for that. But a competitive only server and allow those specific weapon restrictions. I think that would revive the game a lot for competitive play. That's my personal opinion, guys. Actually, these have been my personal opinions. Thank you for watching this commentary. If you have your own ideas for how we can turn Combat Arms competitive, even without doing the whole start up a competitive community like CGL and stuff, if you guys have individual ideas like I've listed here that you guys would like to share, I am totally interested in reading those. Please comment below. I'd love to read what you guys have to say. In the meantime, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Shadowlance out.
Round start.
Enemy down.
Bravo team wins.